Well, hello there. You'll note this isn't a farming video because today we have something a little different for you. I recently had to do shaken, which is the Japanese vehicle inspection. The third year you own a new vehicle, every second year for anything not new. And I was confused. You can, of course, pay somebody to deal with the whole thing, get a rental car, a rental bike, I guess. It's a lot of money and a lot of time. So I went through the user shotgun process and I tried to find some information online, and I had some conflicting reports. So I thought what we would do today is go over it together. And yeah, to get the price out of the way. So I did this in Sendai. This will be a little bit different depending upon where you go. Obviously the maps that I will show you of where to go are not going to be very helpful if you are not up here near enough to Sendai. I'm not in Sendai. Near enough to Sendai to go there. Where you go depends on your registration and everything. But yeah, all in all, it's a fairly simple process. I will put plenty of links in the video description. You will be able to see where to go. You will be able to go to the websites and you will be able to see what's going on. So the first thing to note, how much did this cost me? This cost me a total of 15,660 yen. 15,660 yen. And that was for, the main part of it was what's called jibaiseki, which is your required insurance. It is the minimum liability insurance that you are legally required to carry. If you go to get shaken done somewhere, they will just roll that into it and take care of that for you generally. It's a requirement to get shaken done, to get your inspection done. You have to have that. You can apparently get it at the building across the parking lot from where you go to have the shaken done. I did not do that because I had a maintenance package from when I bought my bike. I took my bike in for maintenance and then the same day rode straight to the inspection center as soon as my bike went through maintenance. And I asked them if they could provide the insurance, and they could. That was 9,760 yen, and the rest of it was 5,900 yen. You can pay this with cashless payments for at least the 5,900 yen part. I could not get that to work. I don't know if I did something wrong. I ended up just paying cash, and that worked fine. The jibaiseki, they had me paying cash because it is a tax-exempt product. This was a Kawasaki dealership, and that was fine. I knew this would cost, up to 2,000 yen, maybe even more if there's something wrong. But I already had that done beforehand. One important thing to note is that you should get your inspection done, and at the very least, get your maintenance and everything done. Make sure you're in good shape before you go. And at the very least, get your headlight adjusted if you've done nothing else, because they check the headlight alignment. Usually there are places called testa in Japanese, tesuta. And they'll do the headlight. There's one near the Sendai Inspection Center, at least one that I found. I did not need to do that. It passed the first time. So without further ado, here's what you need to do. Number one, you need to make sure that your vehicle registration and everything is correct. It has the current address. You're going to run into trouble because you legally have 14 days, to my understanding, to have your license and your vehicle registration updated upon moving. 14 days, 2 weeks. Calendar days, as far as I know even. Number two, you will need to make sure that you have paid your vehicle tax. Your municipality will send this to you every year. And you need to bring that receipt of your payment. You can pay it at the convenience store. There are bank transfer options. I just paid mine at the convenience store closest to my house. Make sure you have that. Make sure you have that receipt. They will need to see that. The next thing that you will need to do is make a reservation. So I'm going to go over some of the sites. All of these links will be down in the description for you to click. It tells you where it is. It has a map. Google Maps works fine for this. You can just copy the address out of here and paste it. The next thing, this is a bit more explanation of the process and links to the Kensa no Yoyaku, which you will need to do. It will take you to this page. where you need to log in or create an account. Through some Google Translate on there. So yeah, create an account. It's a fairly straightforward process. You will need to have your information like your license plate number. You will need the VIN, the shatai bango, the main body or car body number, and it will tell you how to put all that in. You will need this multiple times. So take a screenshot, take a picture, write it down, do whatever you do. So let's get into things. You will make your reservation through that website. You will sign up for that website. You'll make a reservation. You can do it 2 weeks in advance. Not the greatest. Like I said, I recommend that you do your inspection if you're gonna your maintenance and oil change and whatnot. I changed the oil, the brake fluid, a couple other things, minor things, the same day, and literally drove the 20-30 minutes to the inspection place just to make sure nothing happened in that time to the bike, for the light to go out of alignment or anything else. So yeah, you will definitely want to try to get all of this in the same day or get it close or make a plan to go to a tester. So what you will need for documents, you will need a form. I think that you can have this form printed at the place. And when I walk through the process of how to do it, I will explain that. The vehicle inspection certificate, you will have this from the previous inspection. Every vehicle in Japan is inspected before you can drive it. It's one of the reasons that you can't generally walk into a place and drive away the same day with a car like you might in another country. Vehicle inspection form. So this is what was giving me trouble. There's an example on the website somewhere. I couldn't find it again for this. But my dealership provided this. I noticed that every time I have my Nankagetsukan Tenken, my so many month check, they provide this form. It has a list of things that they check and your rating, whether it was okay or not, and if they fixed it, if something was not okay. And that basically matched the format from the actual example that I found. So you should be able to find an example and print that out or create your own. I'm sure you can find guidelines. I'm not going to go into this. This is the beginner's basic guide to bike user shaken. Inspection and maintenance record book. So for me, I have the book that Kawasaki gave me with the motorcycle when I bought it. It has a maintenance log. They briefly looked at it and that was it. Handed it back to me. I have heard people say you don't really need that. You can just tell them. I don't know. Automobile liability insurance, mutual aid certificate. That is the jibaiseki, shomeisho or whatever it's called. The shomeisho part just means like document showing proof of this. That is what I paid for when I say minimum liability insurance. The fee payment form, you will get this at the place. When I explain how to go through the process, you will print this out. Automobile weight tax slip, same thing. Tax payment certificate. This is the thing that I mentioned earlier, that you will need to have paid your taxes and have that receipt. You must have that. The jibaiseki, your minimum liability insurance, you want to get 24 months. Some people say do 25 just so you have extra leeway. I did exactly 24. I did my shock-in month and a half, 2 months. You can do it up to 2 months early. I did it like a month and change early because it took time to get all my reservation appointments done properly. And the 24 months wasn't a problem. It expires at the end of 2 years from my shock-in date, which is the important part. Prepare the bike. This is something that I found mixed advice on Reddit and other places when I was looking. Some other people had asked very similar, the same questions. The website specifically says no luggage. Does a top box count as luggage? So they do measure your bike. They measure its height and they measure its width. If you took your driver's education in Japan, you will know that there are certain regulations for how big a top box can be, how far it can stick out, their height and width. I took mine off. I also had a saddlebag or a side bag, pannier that I took off. I just took it all off before I went. No problems. Nobody that was there had any kind of luggage on their bike. Not side saddlebags, panniers, whatever you call them. Nobody had a top box, so I'm thinking it's better to take it off because I assume some of these guys, I mean, they had cruisers and were probably going the distance. So yeah, that's something you definitely want to do, or at least think about, because it would not be fun to drive, especially like for me, it's over an hour to get there. To drive all the way there to just be turned down to have to go take it off. You could probably take it off and stash it there. People were leaving bags and stuff around by the inspection area, and that was not a problem. So now we need to look at a little picture. So this is the transportation department. This is from Google Maps. You can see where I said park here. If you can, park anywhere in that parking lot. And the big red lines mean do not go here. You will have to do the drive-through of shame, where you drive through one of the inspection bays to come out the other side because you can't turn around and go back. Ask me how I know. And you are not going to immediately go to the Shock In Here place. You're going to go to the building on the right of this picture that says Start Here. Optionally, go to window 6 and take a number. If you have all of your documentation in order, I don't think you need this. And when you get your reservation, there will be a groups 1 through 4, depending upon the time. You cannot start this process before your group. I don't think the machine will let you. And when I say machine, yes, machine. When you walk into the Shock-In place, into this building, as soon as you go in on the left, there will be a little table with 2 computers with printers underneath them. And what you will need to do is bring your Shock-In certificate. It's on the list of required documents, your current Shock-In, your current vehicle registration as well. You need all your vehicle registration stuff, of course. Bring that in. It has a set of 3 QR codes and a set of 2 QR codes, unless it's old. If you have an older book, I don't know what to do. You go to Windows 6, definitely, and they will help you out. The more modern ones, they have 3 QR codes next to 2 QR codes. You want to scan the 2 QR codes at this machine when your time starts. Mine was exactly at 2 o'clock. I went up there, had to cover the 3 with my hand and then use the scanner to scan the 2. And it will bring up a window. You will want to check all of the boxes, is what the guy at Windows 6 told me. So this is where I think it prints out that new sheet, the inspection sheet. Mine was bent, so he suggested I redo it. So I took another paper one and did it by hand, and then this just printed one out. So I think you can get it printed out. I checked all 3 boxes. It gave me the other 2 required forms for payment. Optionally, go back to Windows 6. They checked everything, and they wrote down the totals of the amount that I would have to pay. I don't know if you need to do this for sure. And this is where they checked all of my documents as well this time. The first time I went to Windows 6, he just told me, as long as you're okay, go to the machine and do that. So go to Windows 6 again. Or if you're fairly confident, go to Windows 7, which is just the other side. There you will buy revenue stamps, unless you have done the online payment and were luckier with that than me, or the cashless payment, not online payment. I don't know what you do in that case, but for me, I went there, they looked at all my documents, told me the totals, gave me the stamps, and had me place the stamps in the appropriate place on the paperwork. 2 separate papers. One gets a whole row of stamps, one gets up to 4 stamps in little boxes for different things. You are going to take all of this folder, all of this paperwork, and I suggest you get a clear folder because you will be taking this out and putting it around and giving it to people, and it will try to blow away. Don't ask me how I know that one either. Thanks, guys who helped me out there. Everybody was really nice at the Shock-In place, both the people at the windows and the people directing traffic and directing me to do the drive of shame as I went back because I had gone past where I was supposed to go. Now, we have been to Windows 6 and Windows 7. Windows 6, maybe you don't need, maybe you need it. We have printed out everything. Before we went to Windows 7, put it all in your folder, including your tax receipt and everything else, because you're going to check it again at the end. And take yourself, get on your bike, and go park it up where it says Shock-In Here. Now, you will see there are white arrows pointing to the right on the parking lot. You don't want to go that way. You want to go against the flow of traffic, go left. And you will kind of enter a lineup. And as I've put here, it kind of snakes around. And you want to go in the building that has like the kind of gray, not the red roof. I think it's gray. Maybe it's green. You want to go in there. You will line up. Guy will come, measure your bike, have you start it. You will check turn signals. Make sure your high beams and low beams work. Make sure the bike starts. And if you have a lock function, they will want to make sure that the lock works with your key. If you turn it like all the way to the left, it'll lock the handlebars in position. I didn't understand what the guy was saying the first time because I forgot that that even exists. I've never used that. Maybe I should. I don't know. Next, they will, depending upon how busy they are, they'll measure your bike. You hold one end of the tape measure, they hold the other, usually. They'll measure length and height. They will have you wait. Maybe they will bring out a portable exhaust checker. Maybe you will wait and then you will pull up to the next mark and check your exhaust first. Different places. So if you're not doing this in Sendai, it might be different. They do things in different orders. We do that. Important thing to note. You will be asked if your bike if your bike's speedometer is based on the rear wheel or the front wheel. Zendin, front wheel, Gorin, back wheel. Most modern motorcycles, from what I understand, are the speedometers tied to the rotation of the back wheel, some the front. You'll need to know this, and you'll need to tell the guy, or if you're more confident, you can punch the machine yourself, but I didn't do that. I just told the guy. And he said, okay. He set the machine up, and you pull forward, and they will tell you to brake. You need to know a little bit of Japanese for this. You need to know, like, pull the brake, front brake, rear brake, put it in neutral, turn on the engine, turn off the engine, left, right, high beam, low beam. I think they say high beam, low beam, so I think that's fine. The guy could do a little bit of English, but I was fine with Japanese. Aside being confused when he said lock, I'm like, lock? What am I locking? No doors to lock. So yeah, you will check the front brake first. If your speedometer is on the front wheel, they'll check that. And I'm going to link another video to this video of somebody actually going through this process. You can also go early and watch people do this. And they recommend doing that on the website, actually. They will check that your front brake works. You will then pull up a little bit, let your rear wheel go into this little measurement device. They will check the speedometer. They will check the rear wheel. And you check all of this by stepping on and off of a foot switch. And that controls what happens. So when your speedometer hits 40 kilometers an hour, you want to take your foot off the switch. That's how they time if your speedometer is accurate enough. You will go through that. And they might also do the exhaust at that time, depends on how busy they are in the order. You will pull up to the front, and then they will do the check of the light. They will check your light alignment, high beams and low beams. And now the guy did the paperwork for me. You can put it into a machine and have it stamp it. I don't know which order you put it in because he just didn't have me do that. I guess he didn't think I'd understand or something. But I think for most of us, we didn't do that. So after that, I pulled up, parked my bike because I was done. And since I didn't use the machine to automatically stamp the results, I went into a little office with the guy. He stamped everything, gave me back my folder paperwork, and he sent me back in. And we are going back, but not to Windows 6, this time to Windows 5. So 6 maybe, definitely 7, 6 again maybe, do your shotgun, Windows 5. You will go get a number at Windows 5. They will call your number the first time. You will give them all of your documents. That's why it's important to keep everything together and neat and clean and in one place and not blown away. They will then tell you to have a seat. They will call your number again later. And if all has gone well, you will get a new shotgun sticker. All in all, this process took me a little over an hour. It shouldn't take that long. It's because I did the drive of shame and I forgot to I didn't realize I needed to go to Windows 7 first. I thought I did the payment stuff at the end. My fault. So you could probably do it faster than me. There were a total of about 10 of us in this round. It was a Friday afternoon. From my slot was between 2 and 4. I showed up just in time for 2, a few minutes early. And yeah, that's it. Take your old sticker off. Make sure it's nice and clean on there. And put your new sticker on. You can do this when you go home. And that's it. That's really all there is to it. So gather your documents, do your maintenance, get your records, get your tax form, go there, park, go to building, get your jibaiseki first too, go to building. Definitely use a computer, maybe Windows 6 before or after, Windows 7, go to your shotgun, park, go back in, Windows 5, Windows 5 again, they'll call you twice, and you're done. That's all there is to it. I really like to know what's going on before I do something, so I struggled a little bit. I was a little bit anxious. I did my driver's training all in Japanese in Japan for both my car and my bike. So like the language wasn't really a huge deal. I don't know the legal terms very well, but you know, anything else was fine for me. I've never taken a JLPT. My reading is quite poor, honestly, for kanji. But I didn't have any problems with any of this. The staff, like I said, were all really friendly, and it was a good time. So I'll throw a lot of links in the description. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask me. I will do my best to help you or help you find answers. I imagine the car process is fairly similar. You can do this on the website too. And like I said, a little bit different between different branches that you do it at. But I hope this was helpful. I hope you enjoyed it. I know it's not farming content, but it's something. Feel free to leave a comment, leave a like, subscribe if you like this kind of thing. If you want more stuff like this, I can do more stuff like this as well, especially in the winter when I have less going on. But I appreciate you as always. Thank you for watching, and I hope you have a great rest of your day. Bye.